Let's go over to YouTube and monetize this mofo. It is Friday, March 8th. Just so you're aware. I'm live. Content. Live. On save. And let's go to you. Oh, there we go. God, I look dumb. I need to write in it's okay. What I want to look at right now is TQQQ. Morning, Scott. Let me turn this to live chat. And I want to look at TQQQ. Do I have strength going in? Let me see. Let me pull this back to this morning where we gapped up. I might buy TQQQ right now before the jobs report. 62, it's hard to pull the trigger. Hard to pull the trigger, but man, I had a ton of moves yesterday. Let's go back home. Qualcomm, AMZN, China setting up. Boo boo. Let me see. Rivian, I don't have an article on Rivian. So let's put this in to the newsletter. That I did not see that coming. No idea that was coming. Okay, I'm gonna be right back. Okay. Oh. Sorry, I was gone for a little while. Morning, Chris. I sold a bunch of SMCI and I bought it back. SMCI is one of the. There's a great this one, and I'll include this. Here, our friend James Ford, who I did an interview with. Let me see. This is in the description. There's a good analysis of super micro or yeah. I mean, his conclusion, SMC or super micro, I would agree with long term. And I say that long term. 5 years from now, I think super micro has no, do not short NVIDIA. Hell no. China setting $27 billion. Let's do some scans. I'm debating about TQQQ. I mean, it's kind of setting up for a move higher after this jobs report. That's the problem right now is jobs report at 8:30. I mean, I wish I had SMCI in my Roth. I've got it in my regular retirement account and my brokerage. And the brokerage one has just flown. Let's see. Because I haven't touched that brokerage one. Let's see where I'm at on the brokerage one. I have a friend who's using pretty tight stop losses on NVIDIA right now. Steve, who actually wrote the algorithm with me. Let's see, all positions. Let's go scroll down to SMCI. Oh. 431% gain. 431% gain on SMCI. My second buy is at 20% gain. So that's not too shabby either. Wish I'd put more in, but I didn't. Oh well. And that is not, I mean, that's just, listen, if I had if I had the chart on me, and knew where it was going to go, I'd obviously do much, much better. But this one, I really want this one. We're down. Hold on one second. I keep hearing some kind of wiggling. I like this move. IONQ. Let's see IONQ. I got to do some scans, but bum. What were we looking at? I think there was 9 something when I did live. I think it was 9 something. Yeah, this was the live day. Had I just, had it gone through. I mean, that was the move that I was trying to grab. Looking at pre-market. Costco, buy on weakness. Lilly, buy on weakness. I mean, it's down 1%, and it's down 1% because of some Alzheimer's drug. That's not why you're buying this Eli Lilly. I mean, it's one of the reasons you're buying Eli Lilly, but it's not the reason. And if you look at let's go to a daily. We're not going to do 4-hour because algorithm-wise, I think you do fine in this one. But look at the daily. I mean, 1% turn down. Could you come down to 690? You could. Yeah, but that's it's called Tuesday crypto. Actually, in my mind, I was thinking about it last night. I do think Boeing comes out of the core portfolio. And I say that knowing I can't imagine it falling well below 200. I think its management has gotten better. And I think, their management has gotten better. But I don't think that's a Boeing problem. I think that's a United problem. I think that is a maintenance issue, and I think United probably has more of an issue with that. Let's see, UAL. Boeing is down Boeing is down 1%. You can get it under 200 again. UAL is up 0.32. I think it was a United plane, if I'm right. Let's get to the scanner. By the way, if Peter had commented on a video this morning about how he doesn't know how to use Market Scanner. So for those that have TrendSpider, it's pretty simple to use Market Scanner. You go to the welcome letter that I send you when you sign up for TrendSpider. If you email me, I then send you a welcome letter. And that welcome letter includes links. You import the scanner, and it should be called number 1, Daily Stock Pick Scanner. I think that's what it is. When you import it as well, it will say, hey, do you want a copy of this? And you say yes, save a copy. And you basically down here in the bottom left, you just hit scan. And scan in are the lists that you can scan in. It starts off with the Daily Stock Pick Core Portfolio. And so today we have VOO, RBLX, we have QQQ, and we have Meta. And then we go up to, I have a list brokerage holdings. And the only one that I currently hold, I have Meta as well. Why don't I have Meta in my, I hold Meta. Hold on. I got to make sure I hold Meta. I'm pretty sure I do. Yes, I do. Why don't I have this in my brokerage? I have it in my... why didn't I put that in my brokerage? Okay. So we scan brokerage holdings, and I have Meta. I do not hold VOO. Full disclosure, I do not hold VOO. I'm not a fan of... the S&P 500. I'd rather own the S&P 50, XLG, and I'd rather own XYLG. I'd rather own XLK. So that's just my thing. VOO is great for diversifying yourself if you want to, throw it out there. I'm just not a huge fan of the S&P 500. I'd rather own the top 50. So, oh God, leveraged ETFs. We've got UPRO. We've got TQQQ. We've got Bulls. That makes me want to buy TQQQ even more. Oh shit, it's 8:30. It just came out. TQQQ. I want to go to 5 minute, and I want to include extended hours. Did we shoot up? Shot down to 61.87. Whoever got to 61.87, kudos, because it's taking off now. Fuck, I should have bought it. There were a couple of reasons why I was going to do this. And this is kind of how you use my newsletter and stuff like that to actually make money and stuff. Part of the reason I was going to buy TQQQ, and I absolutely should have bought it, there were two reasons. I think the job report is irrelevant. An increase in jobs, so it's solid jobs number. Shit. Economy strong. I think it's irrelevant to the current discussion, where I didn't expect a huge move. But the second thing is, and you'll see, remember, yesterday I said how TrendSpider had said for this year, Monday and Tuesday are weak. Wednesday, Thursday, Friday are strong. That's where you're seeing this. This is a 1.2% move in TQQQ with the MACD. Look at the MACD. The MACD moved up. The RSI moved up quickly. We're going to 66 on the RSI. I want to wait for the next candle to see where we're at. I was slightly concerned because here on the 5 minute, I don't have confirmation, but it's obviously using that 200 day. It bounced off the 200 day here yesterday afternoon. It got down to the 200 day, and it's just moving back up. So, but it's pulling back a little bit now. But we're positive. Futures moved pretty significantly positive. So, okay. It's back to the scans. Leveraged ETFs. Low cost Vanguard VOO got in. Let's see. Oh, okay. Low cost ETFs. VWO. QQQM, VOO, VBK, QQQ, SPY, VTI. Spider sectors. XLC, communications, got it again. This one's been on a tear, XLC. 6308, I'm waiting for the die down here on a 5 minute. We had a nice pop. I don't know that I would have trusted myself to get out. If we go to a 1 minute candle. Oh, I don't want that as a favorite. See? You're losing it there. You had your Bollinger Band cinched up here. MACD went up, pulled back down. If you bought at 62.64 or any of these where you had confirmation during this 1 minute, and you got a higher high, now you're getting lower lows and you're getting lower highs. No reason to buy in right now. 5 minute. You got this nice big candle. You got 1 more minute until you open up a new candle. But it's right in the middle. No reason to buy right now. Trading is not that difficult that you need to... trading by candle, I should say. QUAL. New candle just showed up. This is quality. This is an interesting one. Quality's done well. quality. PFF. I've owned PFF forever, but I sold it. SoCal. AIQ. I mean, get on board with AIQ. IQ. IONQ gets a cross up. ARC-F. Crowd at 328. Delta Airlines. Cigna gets a cross up. Team. You know what I want to look at? I bought more CrowdStrike yesterday. I mean, I'll ruin it, but I bought more CrowdStrike yesterday. I bought a ton more CrowdStrike yesterday. Well, not a ton. I think it was about like $10,000 worth. It might have been more than that. I don't know. Let's see. I wanted to look at Atlassian. Shit, what's that stuff? It's I know I put it in there. Why can't I think of this? I'm having one of these Alzheimer's moments. Shit, it was in my... I know I've got it. God, where is it? Let's see. Not owned. Afterpay, we have to remove that. APPH. Went bye-bye. I've got some on my list here. ANET. ANET is what I want to look up. We're going to go back to core investments. Yeah, the fees are what kills you. I mean, AIQ, great investment. If you want to trade, I agree with you totally, Chris. Trade it. I like this ANET. Hold on one second. I think I'm done with that one. Okay, we'll come back to the... You know what? No, we're going to go... Look at ANET. I couldn't remember Arista. For the life of me, I just couldn't remember. I mean, I swear I've got Alzheimer's. AXP. AXP, I mean, that's been and Procter & Gamble. AXP has been just, I mean, look at that. Look at that. That is crazy good. Procter & Gamble, look at that one. I mean, that's a solid move in a staple company. Whew. I mean, just scanning the Dow, you know, and investing in the Dow has given you gains. Dow companies. I mean, it's only 30 companies. I don't agree that you hold all 30 Dow companies because I think there's plenty of other ones that are better. Booking Holdings. I haven't liked Booking Holdings, but boy, that's a nice little pullback there. NG, nice pullback. ANSS, I think this is a good one. ANSYS. No, that one's not a good one. That one's just kind of capitulating. It is going to move. I just don't know which direction. And if you go to a weekly on this one, ANSS, and I don't know too much about the company. I know it's a tech company because it's in the NASDAQ, but I don't know too much about the company. I know it's using that 200-day right there. The Golden Cross, you know what? I think I'm going to put it in Golden Cross on the weekly. This team, we have CrowdStrike. I need to put CrowdStrike in my brokerage. Let me make sure this is in my brokerage. Yep. I've got that in my brokerage. NXPI. Wow, that one's been a good one too. Arist is one of those. I mean, Chris, I guarantee you, what you bought in October is up. If you're still holding something from October, I guarantee it, unless it was the worst decision ever. You know, say you went into energy instead of Arista, which I think you're too intelligent a trader for, knowing what I know about you. But may replace Boeing in the core portfolio. Capital One. Colgate. And Palmolive we already have. God, look at that one. I mean, it's overbought. Everything is overbought. So, yes. We're going to go to ANET. And we're going to run it on the 4-hour. $270 was the buy in ANET. It's too high for me right now. Yeah, it's too high for me right now. Okay, let me open up some of these. I've got to log out of this. And I am going to go to Linktree. Oh, I don't want LinkedIn. Linktree/daily stock pick. Because I want to open up TrendSpider here. I want to look at the pricing. I want to display that. I want to look at Seeking Alpha Premium. I want to look at that. I want to look at Alpha Picks. I want to look at that. I want to open up the newsletter. I want to look at that. There we go. And I think that's good. And then I will sign into Seeking Alpha here. We'll go there. I'll log in. There we go. And then IWM. I listen. I'm dumb. I just don't trust IWM. I've been burned on it before, and I just don't trust it. But I can't argue. Let me see if Carvana. CVNA. I think this has the upgrade. It should have a news article on the upgrade. Yep. We're going to do that one. We're going to open up UNH. We're going to open up Eli Lilly. We're going to open up Palantir. We're going to open up Rivian. And we're going to open up the biggest movers of the day. There we go. And we're going to go to QQQ. Okay. Here, IWM. I mean, here's IWM in the core portfolio. And I posted this yesterday, crypto. I said it. Short term, IWM is outperforming. We can go to Seeking Alpha. In fact, you know what? I'll just go to the newsletter because the newsletter has the entire tracking for it. If you just click on the photo, boom, boom, boom. Oh, by the way, this is by far the best. You know what? I'm going to say he hasn't been found still. Let's go there. This man hasn't been found yet.
Doorbell video camera.
That man hasn't been found yet. But let's, here's IWM. Here's the chart. Takes you right to IWM and then charting comparison. And so short term, see, it's greatly outpacing. XLG is the S&P top 50. And short term in 1 month, I mean, IWM's up 7%, SPY is up 3%. Qs are only up 3%. When you move to 6 months, that's where IWM starts to really fall back. When you move year to date, IWM is not doing great compared to SPY at 8%, QQQ up 8.7. When you move to 1 year, IWM is really lagging behind. I mean, look at 1 year. Qs are it's up 50%. You move to 3 years, and IWM is just shit the bed. So I don't trust it because you look at the Qs, they're up 48% in 3 years. I mean, you went through this entire downturn, and IWM from 3 years ago has not come back. So I don't trust it, but I do think short term you're probably better off. So, yeah. Okay. I like Intel. I'm still holding Intel. I think Intel's a good one. IWM here, you still have confirmation in that one. Intel, I should have bought the bounce. Intel at 44, you're at 46. I think that's covering the gap up to 49. I honestly do. I think as you continue on this chip move, I mean, look at the MACD. It's not over crazy. The RSI is only at 60. This is in the 4 hour. It's not crazy to think that this one continues to run. I think they're going to announce that they're getting $3.5 billion is the rumor. So, and yes, Chris, there were 2 things I heard about IWM. First is the rate cuts will tremendously help the bottom portion of IWM, which I think 60-70% of the IWM companies don't make money. So that will help those folks. It will also, and this is not a political statement, but IWM, when you look at it, we're going to go back to 2016. We're going to go to let's go to a monthly. And this is January 2016. I think when was he? It was a 2016 election. Yes. I think he took office 2017. Yes. So I'm trying to think of the years when Trump took office. This is a 10% move in November 2016 when Trump took office. So if you are in the case of Trump winning the election, and I'm not going to get political, this is not a political statement. My personal hope is that he doesn't win the election. I'm not a big Biden fan either. I probably will vote third party, to be perfectly honest with you, which could, for whatever you read about the election, if neither one of these guys, if a viable third party comes in, and like Robert Kennedy Jr., like if Nikki Haley wins, if Dean Phillips decides to run, I don't think he will. But if there's a third party candidate that with a good ticket, like a cross-party ticket, then you could have a position where nobody gets the needed electoral votes. And guess where that goes? That goes to the House of Representatives to vote for the President of the United States. And guess who most likely wins there? Trump. So that would be, what happens. And if you believe that that's going to happen, then I would suggest buying IWM. Because those two things, like Chris said, the rate cuts and Trump winning, I think those are what pushes IWM up. You can see small, medium businesses under a Republican legislature and a Republican executive branch does well, just does well. I mean, it doesn't mean that it didn't do well under Obama. I mean, look at Obama's years. What did he came in 2012? I think. Was it 2012, 2016? No, 2008. Look at Obama. I mean, under his years, IWM did great as well. You look under Biden, IWM did great until we started, having the rates increase. So, it is what it is. Okay, so he took office in 2009, but it was November 2008. March 2009. So, yeah. Okay. But rates, you can see clearly, rates killed IWM. I mean, rates killed everything, let's be honest. So, let's take a look at the Qs. And then I'm going to be right back, and I'm going to Qs. I'll be right back. Okay. Boom. Okay, we're going to start off here with Qs. Okay. I'm just writing down my notes. I'm trying to think, let me see. Hold on. I'm going to check my account. Because I want to make sure. I did a lot of moves yesterday. Okay, history sold out of that. Sold out of PayPal, bought Broadcom. Let's see. Activity. I bought CrowdStrike. Well, I bought Supermicro March 1st last week. This time last week, I'm up 20% on that. Let's see. I sold PayPal in that account. Yep. Okay. I bought stuff in my parents' account too. So, but I'll go over all of that. Okay. Bought CrowdStrike. Bought AVGO. Why I liked AVGO over MongoDB. Sold out of PayPal. I'm sick of it. Bought Snow. I bought XLK. Yep. Okay. Hey, Jay Cesar. Okay. Let me get my bearings with me, and then I'm going to start the podcast. If you are new here, I'm here every weekday that the stock market is open. Usually I get on about 8:30. And yeah, Eli Lilly's starting to move. So buy on the pullback. Costco, buy on the pullback. I'll go over Snowflake. Brandon, it's risky, but I still say, and I've said it before, NVO's just, I mean, Chris, if you believe that GLP-1 with Novo Nordisk and Eli Lilly, and even I believe it's AbbVie, I may get that drug company screwed up, but if you believe that that's an enormous revenue gainer, don't worry about the price. Just buy it. I mean, on pullbacks, just freaking buy it. And Novo Nordisk, I think the only reason it's down pre-market is because it ran up so much. In pre-market, it's down 2%. But, I mean, they're just, yeah. Novo Nordisk expects Wegovy approval in China this year. I mean, if I don't know that it's got as big a value in China as it does here, but God, I mean, you can't argue with the fact that either Novo Nordisk, it's got a market cap. Let me see. Does this tell me the market cap? No. Ratings. Let's look at the ratings. Here is the Wall Street ratings. I mean, $131. Your high is $160, and you're trading at $133. Look at how it hugs that price target. It's well above it. But I just add it. I mean, honestly, if you think that we're in a market with GLP-1 and AI, until things change, that's the market. You can have more. You can have other stuff. But until that changes, that's the market. So I am too. And Snowflake, I'll go over it a little bit. But I bought Snowflake. We'll go over it. I'm going to start out the Qs here. I think they'll be fine too. It's expensive. Just understand they have a new CEO. The guy is staying. The old CEO is staying on as chairman. I think that's a good thing. You're buying at crazy valuations. You have to believe in their contract model where the current customers expand usage and expand billing. You have to believe in that model. If you don't, go with Palantir. I mean, I said it before. I think Palantir, if you're going to pick one or the other, I'd probably pick Palantir over Snowflake. You can look at here if we go to Seeking Alpha. If you look at Seeking Alpha and we go to charting, and we'll select metrics, and we'll go to PE. We'll go to PE. We don't want price return. And select metrics, or not metrics. I want to select symbols. And we'll put in, we're going to get rid of this, and we're going to put in snow. Oh, PLTR. There we go. Update chart. Brrr. Why does Snow not have? Snow doesn't have a PE. That's crazy. Oh, they're not making money. Okay. They don't have positive cash flow. Okay. If we just select performance and we go total return, update. Palantir's been the winner. I mean, Palantir has been the winner. So that's where the divergence happens. And I think it's because of the value. The value, I think, is what it is. Okay, I'm going to start the podcast now. Let me take a sip of water. I think Roblox under 40, you buy it. Roblox over 40, I'd stay away. You had your chance to buy it yesterday. Mark, here's the thing. If you didn't buy Roblox yesterday under 40, why are you buying it today at $40.39? I mean, I don't doubt that it has 44, 45, even 50 in it at some point in time in the future. But if you didn't buy it yesterday at $38, we can look at Roblox real quick. If you didn't buy it down here at, because I've said, hey, under 40, if you didn't buy it at $38, 2 days ago? Why are you buying it now? I don't buy this one. I mean, I very clearly defined 40 as the price. You can buy it anywhere under 40, but I wouldn't buy it at $40.45. And the only reason I say that, not that it won't go back up to 43, 44, and you couldn't have a nice, 5, 6, 7, maybe 10% move on this. All I'm saying is, if you didn't buy it before, why are you buying it now? And that's what you've got to think about, Mark. In my trading and my investing, there's always a story. And the story on this one is trade it. And so I don't want to buy it at $40.45. I'll wait for later today. It's a Friday. I'll wait for Monday. See if it gets back under 40. So I don't think it's a bad thing to buy at under 40. But for me, I'll wait for it. I mean, again, this algorithm on this one, you lose 18% on this. You lose 10% buying and holding. So you win 40% of the time. Your average win is 18%. So if you buy at $40.12 today, you've got a 4 in 10 chance of winning, and your average win is going to be 18.51%. So I'd wait for it to get under 40. I mean, I'd wait for it to get to 38, 37. That way, when you get to 42, 43, you got a nice big gain. But I wouldn't hold this stock because of the expense. But they are the only one, doing metaverse. I mean, listen, if I don't know that Roblox is on Apple Vision Pro, but shit, when that shit gets on Apple Vision Pro, this is giving me an $80 stock. I mean, think about that pump. So I think you have to think about the story, Mark. And if it fits your story, I think you're good. If it doesn't fit your story, and it just doesn't fit my story, doesn't mean that I haven't traded in the past, but I don't currently own it, and I have no interest in buying at that level. But please don't let me dog you out of buying it because, again, if it fits your story, I think you're fine. Oh, I need to put in a bit more Uber. Uber under $80. And I didn't buy more Shopify, though. Okay. Let's go back to the Qs, and I'm going to start the podcast. So I'm ignoring your comments for a little while, but I'll get to them afterwards. Good morning. It is Friday, March 8th, and holy cow, I got a lot to go over. A lot of things. First off, have you seen this man?
Tonight,
because
frightening
he's still
moments
on the loose.
Caught on a Ring doorbell video camera.
They caught him on the Ring
Safety
doorbell.
warning. The police need your help identifying
Be very
this man
careful.
after he was
He's
caught on
dangerous
camera,
at
knocking
giving
on a
bad
door.
stock advice.
Tonight, frightening moments caught on a Ring doorbell video
I
camera.
every time I see that one. Where are we on the Qs? We are up 0.33. Jobs number came out. The economy's strong. Hey, February unemployment rate at 3.9%. Not horrible. Nothing bad. I mean, I was going to trade TQQQ. I was on live on YouTube. I was going to trade it. I had a feeling it went pretty well. Didn't do anything crazy. But, again, Qs, you have confirmation. You're above that 9-day. The MACD, it's at 2.2 above the oscillator. The RSI at 60. Volume, kind of trending even. Nothing crazy. 50 days moving positive, 200 days moving positive. Everything's good. I can't imagine what takes us off this realm. I had a lot of moves yesterday. First move I made, I'll get to the biggest movers, but first move I made, I bought CrowdStrike. And I bought it before it. The algorithm said at $329 was the price to buy. Right now in pre-market, it's at $329.91. I got it at $323. So I said I wanted to get back in this name. The algorithm, the MACD has it down here yesterday. If you're using let's just go to yesterday's newsletter. Because if we go down here, and I said it even at the beginning, I still like BLDR. I like some of the alpha picks. I would want more exposure to GLP-1 because I don't have it. Uber under 80, Shopify under 80, Meta under 500, Microsoft under 400, Snow under 200, Netflix under 600. Nvidia, I bought more just a few days ago. I still think Apple has a good chance long term. I think Apple's fine buying at 160. Now, if you go down here and we scroll down, remember, CrowdStrike came out with crazy good earnings. Crowd was in the scans. I didn't highlight it, but I've been screaming that I wanted to get back into this. If you are following my trades, which you should not do, then I put it into Savvy Trader. So I put this in. I got it at 323. It's a long-term play. I think it was only like $10,000 worth. It was not a bunch. I think we see 360 again. So at 329, are you crazy at buying it? The algorithm got you in at 329.75. You know, your average win on the algorithm is 10.98%. You win 44% of the time. Buying and holding this stock over the same 24 months, you make 91%. So in my mind, I'm not trading this. I think it still has 360. Understand, it's extremely expensive. But the one thing that pointed out to me was when CrowdStrike said, the CEO on their call said, we are not seeing a tempering in cybersecurity spending. That was a quote from the PanW, which I own a lot of, Palo Alto Networks. They said they were seeing a softening in the cybersecurity spending. That tells me that the number one may be seeing some softening, but the number two, number three, whatever number CrowdStrike is, I think it's the number two, that may be seeing some they may be Avis taking some share from Hertz or however that worked. Number two may be taking number one. So that to me is worth getting in for the long term. Again, do not follow my trades. Nothing to do. In the newsletter yesterday, there were a couple of earnings as well. I want to first show you why I didn't take MongoDB. I thought MongoDB was going to do good. It did not. It is down right now, 10%? Let me see. It is down 6.72%. It's using that 200-day. It is at 380, so it's broken through there. It's down at this level, where the 200-day started to move, where it was capitulating here at about 400. We're at 380. I think you've got 400 in it. It's just expensive. But what I did when I was trying to decide, okay, I was itching to do some type of earnings play yesterday. And I had a couple. Marvell was one. And I thought, chips, I want to do that one. That was overextended. I looked at it. It was just too expensive for me. I looked at this one. And I said, how did this react to earnings? Now, you look at June. This jumped up from 294 to 369 just on that earnings. But the last two, I saw it come down. And this one, I saw it come down after earnings. And so I said, the last two, it came down. It's had quite a run. And I just said, it doesn't have confirmation. So which one did I decide on? I went with Broadcom. And the reason I went with Broadcom was because this chart is a solid chart. Right now, Broadcom is up at 1,400. I got this at 1,397. So I'm not positive. I think it went down to like 1,320 in the pre-market. Wasn't it great earnings? Solid earnings. They didn't change guidance. But what I saw was, look at the last earnings. This one kind of came down. But in long term, it just kept moving up. And this earnings, where it was $11.06, it just kept moving up. And I said with the chips and Broadcom the way that it is, in my mind, I read the story. And that's where I felt confident. I felt confident if it pulled back, I'd be okay long term. It is expensive. Understand it is expensive. But I just felt, hey, this is one that I've wanted to get into. I've wanted to broaden my chip sector outside of NVIDIA and AMD. And I said, this is one that I want. Next one might be Taiwan Semi. That one's run as well too. I just thought, hey, even if this one pulls back, I'm okay. I'll just start adding to it. I did add, I think it was like 100 shares. So it's like, no, I added 10 shares. So it was like, $13,000, $14,000. But that's one that I did. That's why I chose AVGO over the others. I sold out of PayPal. I got sick of PayPal. I've said it many times. I'm sick of PayPal. I don't want to deal with them anymore. They are up 0.77%. I didn't want to deal with the stock fluttering between 58 and 60. And I don't want a dollar cost average. I took the loss and I was like, I'm sick of it. I just don't want to deal with it. Yes, it might be a long-term play. When you look, when we go over to Seeking Alpha and I look at Square versus PayPal, why am I staying in PayPal? And this is what I did. And I convinced myself, you know what? I'm not buying and hoping and praying. It's just not worth a hope and pray. We're going to select symbols because I do still own Square. And I still will own Square. I don't mind owning Square for a while. That one, they're rebounding. Look at this. 1 year, look at Square, down 1%. PayPal's down 21%. Year to date, Square is down 0.17. PayPal's down 4.7. 6 months, Square is up 37%. You pull this in, and Square is clearly outperforming PayPal. Now, 1 day, it's kind of the same. 5 day, kind of the same. You start to really pull out when it's 1 month, 6 months. Does that mean PayPal has an opportunity to come back? I don't know. I just got sick of it. So what did I do? Well, I took that PayPal money and I bought Snow. And I've been saying that Snow is a buy when it's under 200 and it's a sell when it's over 200. It's at 169 right now. I got it at 168. I think 168 was exactly where I bought it yesterday. Why did I buy it? Well, look, I'm not trying to time this. I will guide you. I am not trying to time this. If this drops to 140, I will simply add more. I do think that it's got $200 in the stock. Yes, they have a new CEO. The old CEO staying on as chairman. There is nothing that's changed about this story. Yes, Palantir is a better investment. But Snow, I want this one for long term. I bought it and I saw some capitulation in the candles here at about 167, 168. You're seeing the MACD cross a little bit. It's oversold at 25. So I'm just considering that we've got a major gap here between 193 and 230. In my mind, I think we get to the bottom of that gap, and 168, I don't mind holding. But again, this was a choice. What do I think is better in the short term? Do I think PayPal's going to come back and make 10%? Or do I think Snowflake's going to come back and make 10%? I'm putting my money on Snowflake. I bought more XLK. Yes, I bought it at an all-time high. Yes, I chased it a little, but I bought XLK. Honestly, if it pulls back here to the 203, 204, I'm not going to get hurt. I bought enough of it. The MACD is low enough at 1.44. Yes, it's slightly overbought at 60. 59.8. I'm not worried about it. This is a long term. You don't trade these ETFs. You buy them and add to long term. I bought more Uber under 80. I bought more Uber. I just added to my Uber stake. It wasn't a huge buy, a couple $1,000. I added to Uber. It's the Bollinger Bands are cinching up. The MACD's moving down. The RSI's moving down. Solid stock. I bought more Uber. I made a ton of moves yesterday. I will outline them all in the newsletter. The newsletter is free. Remember, every day you get this, the newsletter is free. I outline my buys in Savvy Trader. But the newsletter, I do it the next day. If you want to follow my trades for, in real time, sign up for Savvy Trader. I've got 2 portfolios over here in Savvy Trader. They are leading, by the way, if you go to portfolios, my trading portfolio, the one that I charge for, It is, we can discover this one, $2.99 a year. I mean, it is what it is. If you're interested in it, go ahead and do it. I do put my trades in here. I got this, but for free, I would follow the Daily Stock Pick core portfolio. I mean, this is just an equal weight. It's 100 shares of each stock. And I'll have news. I may pull one out come here soon and replace it with another. But Savvy Trader, great place. Great place. I think you should be journaling your trades. And that's what I do in this. I journal my trades. You'll see Snowflake, PayPal, AVGO, CrowdStrike. Last week I put in SMCI. I put in Builders, BLDR. It's a great portfolio. It is one of the, if we look at Discover and we look at the best returns, I've got the top return of the year. I've got the top return, I think 3 months. Am I in the top return? Yeah, 3 months. I think 1 month I slip over 1 month because somebody's blowing me away. A few people are blowing me away. I'm fifth at 24%. 1 week, I think I'm top. Am I top? Yeah, I'm top 9% in a week. So it's again $2.99 for the year, and I do my trades, but you can get them free at the newsletter as well. Okay, let's get on with some of the news because that's what I did. Let's see, biggest stock movers of the day. DocU. I went over it yesterday. I was holding DocU. I didn't buy more. Probably should have bought more. In pre-market, DocU is up at 58. I want to get rid of this at 60. It's up 9.17%. Solid earnings. I mean, we can look at the biggest movers of the day. The Gap was the biggest, by the way. Gap, I think, was up 10%. DocU, 10%. Following its upbeat Q4 results, indicating an 8% year-over-year increase in subscription revenue. Marvell, we talked about that one. That one tanked. Costco, buy on weakness. They are going, this is just Costco. The problem with Costco wasn't necessarily the earnings. Yes, they missed, and it wasn't great. I think this was the new CEO's first. They're down 4%. The problem with Costco is not necessarily the earnings. The problem with Costco is the margins, and they make their money off of membership. The second this one sounds the alarm that we're raising membership fees, yeah. Look, they're going to raise this. They're going to raise their membership fees, and they'll go to $800. So, again, Costco, I think it's a buy on the weakness. I think this is a solid retailer. I think you wait for some confirmation, but I do think it's just fine. You're fine. I mean, just buy on weakness. So that was one of the ones that was down. Let's see. Despite Q4 Prime, MongoDB we went over. They had a 10% decline. Rivian. I didn't think this could pump on some news, but it did. They released two, and honest to God, if the R2 was available today, I'd probably buy the R2. It comes with NACS, which is the North American Charging Standard, which is the Tesla standard. I don't want you to buy Rivian, and I know I've said, hey, it's a $30 stock in good times. It is up 13% yesterday in pre-market. You're up another 5% at 13. We can take a look at the chart. The problem with Rivian is this is hype, and it's all hype. They didn't increase their numbers as far as production goes. They didn't increase anything from a financial standpoint. One thing that they did say was they're halting the construction of the Georgia plant, which I'm sure makes my governor completely happy since he's been touting this deal. But they're halting that. That's going to save them $3 billion. But understand, they are still losing about $30,000 per vehicle that they deliver right now. Elon Musk has said it before, production is hard. This may fill this gap all the way up to 1549. You're at 1331 in pre-market. So you may fill that gap. If you want to take this trade, I think it's fantastic that you have the cojones to do it. Understand, algorithm got you in at 1145. Boy, aren't you happy with the algorithm? The MACD, super low, coming back up. The RSI is at 54. I just think, hey, maybe the 50-day starts to move positive. You got a negative moving 200-day, negative moving. I just, in my mind, I think this is hype. You can read this article. It goes over everything that you need to know. I love the R2 and I love the R3. But they're not going to be produced for, until the end of 2026, I think. And that usually means about 2027. So understand that's hype. I didn't think it could move that quickly, but it did. I wanted to show you Snap because I own a bunch of Snap. Yes, I didn't sell at 17, but it's coming back. And you got quite a big gap. I don't think that this one will move significantly higher. But I do think if you get to $12.44 and you are at $12 right now, if you get to $12.44, I think you get to this at least the VWAP at $13.96. Let me pull back to here to see where the VWAP actually is. If I pull back here, where the last run actually took, your VWAP is at $12.62. So I think that would be a good price target, where to get to. Yes, it was oversold, and we saw it. MACD super high, overbought since October. You saw the divergence where it was just trading around this 17 mark. I still hold a bunch of this in my Webull account. I love freaking Webull. But I wanted to move that one. Coin is an interesting one. It is heavily shorted. This is at 242. The algorithm, by the way, is just killing it. The algorithm here, getting you in. You're up 81% in 28 days. Now, this is Bitcoin, but it's also because it's heavily shorted. The risk is high, but I think the risk may be good. The short float is 9%. It's come down. Shorts have gotten killed on this one. Absolutely killed. Its PE is crazy. Forward PE, crazy. But this has crypto hype. I mean, that's what it is. It's a short squeeze and it's crypto hype. I don't think that a 10% short squeeze makes this one move like GameStop did from $5 to $400, but I do think it could move to $300. If you take a look at this one on a weekly basis and we go back to all-time highs is 320. Don't think that this one can't make another all-time high just on hype. So I wanted to bring that one up. Palantir is moving based on Webbush bumped price target. New price target, I think it's 26. Price target 235 from 30. So Palantir is moving. Palantir is part of the core portfolio. I don't own any. I wish I had gotten back in. It's at 27. When I was on my live Zoom on Tuesday, I said this one's trading between 26 and 27. Buy it in 25s. Could have bought it at 25. I didn't. Probably should have. Look at that MACD coming down. We knew that, there was going to be something with the new contract that they were talking about. You can read all about it here. More on Palantir Technologies, the recent deal with the U.S. Army on Titan. Another one, Eli Lilly. Slips as FDA decision on Alzheimer's drug. You don't buy Eli Lilly for the Alzheimer's drug. You buy it for GLP-1. This was down almost 2% in pre-market. Look at that MACD moving down. Algorithm doesn't have you out. It's not close to getting you out. It will be close to getting you out. This, in 68 days, you're up 35, 36%. I mean, just in the algorithm makes you 100%. Buying and holding this stocks makes you 195%. But in my mind, I'd rather have the 100%, knowing that I've got some safety. Your average win is 9.24. The MACD is still moving down. You don't buy this on an Alzheimer's drug. You buy this on GLP-1. Buy it on pullbacks. One in the core portfolio that I sold out of at 550. I played this one almost perfectly. I will play it again. I don't want to say it again, but United Healthcare, they had this hack, and they're restoring key change healthcare systems by mid-March. If you read about this hack, it is an absolute disaster. They paid $22 million, and then that got hacked by another group. I don't want you to get into this one. Keep an eye on it, because I do think anything under 500 in this one, I think you could get a move back to 500. Right now, the 50 days moving negative. Your 200-day has turned negative. So you don't want to get back into this one just because the MACD crossed over and just because the RSI is low. A move from the algorithm Remember, the catalyst is stronger than the algorithm. The algorithm just looks at the charts. But a move on the algorithm where you get confirmation and that 9-day starts to move positive, that might be an opportunity to get into this. You've got this gap between 501 and 512. I think that gets filled. If you buy at 478. I am not holding UNH, and the reason I'm not holding UNH, I'm not a big believer in healthcare. I'm more of a tech guy. So I just don't believe in that one. But you can read that article. RBC Capital gives up on their bear case against Carvana. This has been a monster. Just Carvana has been an absolute monster of a stock. If you guys know, I guess a couple weeks ago, I sold my Tesla to Carvana. I bought a new Tesla, and the Tesla was offering me $17,000 for the car. Carvana offered me $22,000 for the car. I thought I was going to get there. They were going to find a ding. They were going to find a scratch. They were going to find something, and they were going to reduce me from 22 down to 20, and then I couldn't trade my car back into Tesla because I had already had the car. I thought they were going to find these tricks. Nothing. 5 minutes, sold, money in my account next day. I mean, it was unbelievable. Now, here is the brilliant thing of this. Performance of the algorithm. If you bought this 24 months ago, you are down 33%. If you used my algorithm and got in and out over 24 months, 28 positions, so it's like once a month, and you probably would do even better because these, no confirmation here. There's no reason to buy. You have no confirmation. So you could have gotten out. But again, 28 positions, you make 99%. Your average win is 101%. So when the algorithm tells you to get in at 43, you get in. This one in pre-market is up 7.91% at 85. The short squeeze on this is 100% a short squeeze. Short float, 34%. That means shorts are getting absolutely killed. They will try and get out of this. It is 95 million shares that are floated. And if you think that a short squeeze on this one is crazy, I mean, SMCI has 47 million shares floated. So if somebody's shorting SMCI, you're going to see that one move as well. But Carvana, it's a short squeeze. Again, you've had this capitulation. Bollinger Band cinched up. I don't think the gap down below is even of danger. If you look at a long term of this one, I think Carvana has navigated this bankruptcy really well. You're looking at $129 just to get back to the 200-day. I think I had such a good experience. I may take this trade. I really may take this trade. I like it. So why I'm holding, there's a couple of NVIDIA articles, and this is why I'm holding off on buying any NVIDIA. I just bought NVIDIA a couple days ago. I'm up 7-8%. I think I bought it 860, 870, somewhere in that neighborhood. I'm up. The co-founder of the algorithm, Steve, he texted me this morning. He said, I'm moving my stop losses really tight on NVIDIA. Just understand, if you're in this for a trade, and Steve is not in this for a trade, he probably has some of these shares at 120, 130. It's moved to his largest position in his portfolio, so he's doing portfolio management. He is not trading, but he's moving his stop losses. Look at that move. I mean, the algorithm alone, let's see, had you in at 515, the algorithm alone in 59 days, you're up 80%. 59 days, you're up 80%. 80%. If you want this algorithm, because I've shown you on Carvana, I've shown you on NVIDIA, I've shown you even on some of the other ones how it's been good. TrendSpider, it's $892 for the year. If you're trading with a large enough portfolio and you want this algorithm, then you just sign up for TrendSpider. You use the link tree. The link is down below, linktr.ee/dailystockpick. And you use this top link. And then once you sign up, you use the email right here and email me from the email address that you signed up with. And just let me know that you signed up with that email address. I will send you a welcome letter. That welcome letter includes links to import The portfolio, or the algorithm, there's a 65-minute, there's a 4-hour. There's also watch lists. All of these watch lists, the Daily Stock Pick Core portfolio. I'm going to create a crypto. I have to create a crypto. There's covered call ETFs, levered ETFs. We'll get into all that. Low-cost Vanguard, spider sectors. All of that you can scan with the custom scanners that I use every morning. There is so much in TrendSpider that it is a great deal. Again, if you're trading with that large portfolio and you want something like this, I think it takes emotion out of my trade. Now, how does the algorithm trade in NVIDIA? NVIDIA has been the winner, but you know what? My algorithm actually does better. Over 2 years, you're up 298%, and that's buy and hold. Sounds impressive. My algorithm makes you 311%. So if you just follow this with buy and with the algorithm, it is an unbelievable tool. Now, if you don't want NVIDIA, maybe you want AMD. This is a great article on AMD's biggest weapon. That guy said NVIDIA, he's holding off on. AMD, this analyst is saying buy. I own both. If you don't want AMD and you don't want singles chip exposure, there's a bunch of ETFs, SMH, SOXX. There's an ETF out there. We can go over to Seeking Alpha and look at the ETFs. But look at this. The algorithm here with AMD, we got in, let's see, February 23rd. Over 20 days, 22% over 20 days. That is 14 days. It's 14 days. It's 20 bars. It's overbought right now. I'd kind of wait. But I do think that this one, both of them, I own both of them. But again, if you want to look at an ETF, we can go over here and we can look up SMH. And this is the VanEck semiconductor ETF. If you want to find others, just go over here to peers. Just go to peers. And you'll see XSD, PSI, FTXL. You can compare them. Here, let's look at total return. It's not pulling that up for some reason. But strong buy. Quant rating, strong buy. There it is. The winner is SOXQ, which is the Invesco. That's over 1 year. Or no, I'm sorry, SMH is up 93%. So that one even beats it. SOXX, 75%. The expense ratio on SMH is super low. If we go back here to summary and we look at the sector ranked in subclass, let's see, 1 of 88. Does this give us just ETFs? Technology ETFs. Yeah, you can find all your semiconductor ETFs here. SMH, SOXX, SOXQ, FTXL. This is how you use Seeking Alpha. Now, this is Seeking Alpha Premium. So if you want Seeking Alpha Premium, go to Linktree. Again, these are the tools that you use. Go to Linktree. There's a $50 off coupon here. You're going to see this screen. Start your free trial, free 7-day trial. It's $189 just, after that. But you use the tools that I use to find this stuff. And that's what you do. The other tool that I have is, let's go over here, Alpha Picks. There's a new webinar on Alpha Picks. You can watch the webinar replay. I've heard that it's really good. I haven't had a chance. I will watch it this weekend. So Alpha Picks, where do you get that? Well, over at the Linktree. Third one. Want to beat the S&P? Click here for more information. Alpha Picks, it's $449. I save you $50 off the yearly fee. Now, what does that get you? That gets you 2 stock picks per month that are bullish. They are bullish on. They alert you when they sell a stock. So this is kind of a texty. If you're new to investing, this might be the subscription for you. You know why? Because Alpha Picks over since July 1st to February 11th. July 1st to February 11th, 105%. You know what the S&P was? VOO, 32%. So if you want to beat it and you want to try investing, and what they give you in Alpha Picks, it is an unbelievable analysis of every stock that they buy or they sell or that's in their portfolio. It is a great group to be in. So understand, those are the 3 tools. There is TrendSpider. You see all the charts that I go over. You see my algorithm. There is Seeking Alpha, and there is Alpha Picks. Those are the 3 levels of tools that I use that I really like. So, but yeah, AMD, all that stuff. This is a article by James Ford, who interviewed me on his YouTube channel. And if you want to Google that, it's James Ford. Just look up his YouTube, and then you can look at me. I think there's a thumbnail right on his YouTube of me. But Supermicro Computer or NVIDIA, which one is the better buy? Good article. Great article. I think he's an economist. I mean, understand that he's an economist at heart. That's it. I think he's great. So, yeah. Yesterday's newsletter, we went over stuff. I have notes about earnings. MongoDB down 10%, Marvell down 10%, DocuSign crazy good. IoT, this is the crazy one. IoT, understand this is a company, this is all hype. Do not invest in IoT. There are some people that believe in it. I personally don't. I think they changed their name too much. I think they just changed their focus too much. They went crazy. They're up 14%. Revenue year over year up 48%. AVGO results all beat. The stock sank 8% on the guidance, came back, so who knows what went on. Costco MITS, shocking. They were down about 3%. Just buy it on weakness. Gap, which I do own a couple of shares of in Webull. I love Webull. And again, going back to Linktree, if you want Webull, the app is fantastic to trade in. I just have no cash. So Webull right here, it's this link. You can get that one. IoT. Yeah. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm looking at that. Social requests. Let's look at this. What's your first talk on VSCO? This is D-Man. VSCO DGX. Let's see. VSCO. I'm going to stop streaming real quick because I'm seeing me juddering. I think I've got my OBS has to catch up a little bit. Bullish bites. Yeah. Bullish, Ben, you missed the beginning of the, I bought CrowdStrike. Okay, I'm waiting for just my OBS to kind of catch up a little bit. I think my system resources are down because the recording was so long. I'm on for an hour and a half already. Okay. VSCO, this is Victoria's Secret. I don't like it. I mean, just my thing. I don't like it. I think they reported a bad quarter. I think you'll get a rebound. I just don't like it. I mean, I don't need to look at it. I just don't like it. DGX. This is Quest Diagnostics. It's healthcare. I mean, this was a COVID one. I think it's fine. I don't like it. So D-Man, just not into it. Kip from Spotify asked me about Lily. I went over Lily. I think you buy it on weakness. I think Lily is just buying. It's down 1.9%. I think he's just buying on weakness. I think Eli Lilly, it's GLP-1. I think that's it. Maya Aitken, Airship AI Holdings. What is the symbol? Airship AISP. Had a big jump recently. Want your thoughts? Trade it. I mean, go over to FinViz. Go over to FinViz and look. They're losing $20 million. Cash on hand. They have no cash. They have no cash. The book value is 13 cents. Anything over 13 cents, you're just rolling the dice on. Trade it. No, it's not worth the risk. Stay the hell away from that thing. I mean, I don't even have to look at this. Algorithm makes you 117%. If you want to trade this AISP, buy TrendSpider. Get my algorithm. And if $800 is too much, you should not be putting money into this. This is a SPAC that came out. It's coming back up. It had news. It's all hype. It's all hype. Wait until they make money. Wait until they have cash. Wait until they're not going to dilute you as a shareholder. Good companies with good products, with good management and good profits are things that you want to invest in. Again, if you've got enough money and you're trading here at $892 for the year is not too much for you because you've got a big enough portfolio, trade this one. This has all the hype that you can want on a 5-minute chart. Just go and trade it. Andrew Williamson from Spotify, FMC. This is FMC Corp. I don't even know what they do. It is a dying wolf. I mean, this is a duck that was shot. Why would you want to get into this one? Let's see, FMC. I don't know why you'd want to get into this one. Let's see, FMC. They're making money. Their PEs, it's agriculture. Cash on hand, $2.42. They're making, the income is $1.32 billion. It's down 49%. I mean, you can buy it on a rebound, but nobody likes it. I mean, average price target, 64. You're trading at 64. What interests you about this one, Andrew? I mean, the rebound, just because a company's gone down that much doesn't mean a rebound. You can see they're buying. This dude, the EVP and CFO, he just bought $127,000 worth at $59. That $127,000, that's not even the size of an EVP of this company. I mean, that's probably the cost of one of his cars. He bought a new Mercedes that probably cost more than that. So I just, a $7.9 billion company, you can go in. It doesn't interest me. I don't think that you see a huge rebound in this. You can see the MACD's moving up. This one's just capitulating here between 50 and 60. Buy it and trade in there. That would be my take. Marino Ivan, what's your opinion on Oceaneering International, OII? I don't know anything about this one. Let's see. OII. 200 days moving negative. 50 days moving negative. Let's see what they do. OII. Oceaneering Engineering. They're making money. That's the good news. $97 million. Their market cap is $2 billion, so it's a little bit of a smaller company. It's energy, oil and gas. This is hard because energy has just been killed. I mean, I don't know specifically about this company. The average target price is 25. You're trading at 20. It's oil and gas. It's oil and gas. It's hard for me to say, hey, go ahead and buy this. Nobody's buying it. The insiders aren't buying it. So I do own some oil and gas. I own Devon. I own, which has been horrible. I own Occidental because Warren Buffett owns it. It's just hard. So Ivan Moreno, I don't know about this company. You can see the MACD's crossing up. You're probably going to get an algorithm. I traded on the algorithm. I mean, here's the thing. Buying and holding over 24 months, you're up 29%. Great. Algorithm, you make 11% over 24 months. There's 30 positions. So I don't think it's horrible. But again, it's oil and gas. It's hard. DEX, GitLab. What do you think on this one? This one just had earnings. They got killed. I mean, your guess is as good as mine on this one, DEX. GitLab, in Seeking Alpha, let's go over to Seeking Alpha and look at GitLab. Because I think they still have a strong buy on no, it's a hold in the quant. If you look at the buy and we look at the valuation is what's getting killed on here. Average price target $73. It's trading right now at 59. So you've got a 23% upside. The problem is they just reported earnings and look at the stock price. I just don't think that the analysts have caught up to this one. If we go over to FinViz and we look at, again, the valuation, look, they're not making money. Their forward PE, so their guidance, it's 130. It's expensive. Why do you want to do this? I mean, get into chips. Get into chips. Buy Arista Networks. Buy something like that. I just, for me, I don't know enough about GitLab to say, oh my God, you should buy this one, but it doesn't interest me. The GitLab, CyberArk, Monday, Sentinel. Sentinel's been doing really well. Sentinel had a little bit of a dip that you could buy. Buy Sentinel over, I'd buy Sentinel over GitLab. Let's see. Kurtik from Instagram. How's it going? What's your take on Snowflake with weak guidance and management change? I bought Snowflake. So, Kurtik did great analysis. I mean, he wrote to me. The stock was really beaten up, also crossed below the 200-day moving average, but long-term, I feel it's a good stock. What's your take on it? It crossed below the 200-day. I mean, that can be seen as, hey, this is an opportunity, or it could be bad. I mean, this 200-day has been You've seen it clearly here. 151 gets up to about 170. 150 gets up to about 170, 140. And it runs all the way up to 200. I bought it. I mean, Karthik, I can't argue with that it's expensive. It is crazy expensive. I mean, I just yelled at GitLab. This is a forward PE of 120. Year to date, you're down 15%. In a market that's up, this one's down 15%. I bought it. It's a trade. I don't want to hold this one long term. It's a trade. I'm buying it in my retirement account. So if I do want to get out, say it hits 120 again and I want to get out, I'll just get out. But yeah, I'm trading that one. So it's not that I love it. I'd rather have Palantir, I think. But I like that one. Chet, my kid has a small account. I advised her to sell Apple. Ooh, why are you selling Apple here? That makes no sense to sell Apple at 160. Got a kid, Chet? 149 for Apple or 169 for Apple. I mean, just long term. Think about it. Just buy it and forget it. I also advise her to get a low cost ETF like IVV. She's interested. I'm feeling it's too. She's interested in cosmetics. I'm feeling it's too expensive. ELF. He wants to know about ELF. Yeah, it's too expensive. I mean, it's been too expensive the entire way up. So if you're asking me, hey, do I feel it's too expensive? I know it's too expensive. Buying and holding over 2 years, you're up 742%. Is it too expensive? I've said it's too expensive since it was at 90. I started knowing about this one at 90. And I said it was too expensive here. I said, yeah, we're on our way down at 90 in November. No way it's going to, go back up to its all-time highs at 138. I mean, I thought, cosmetics, but buying at 100 down here didn't feel comfortable to me, so I didn't buy it. PE of 93, forward PE of 49. You know what I own? I own Ulta. Now, Ulta, PE of 22, forward PE of 20. It was called out in Target's earnings as a good one. It's up year to date 12%. I picked the wrong one if I'm looking for gains short term, but I'm also looking for some safety. And I think Ulta just provides safety. Now, ELF needs to grow into that valuation, and so far they've done it. So, HBS student, hey, I just discovered you on Savvy Trader. Can you discuss your average hold time and number of positions in your day trading portfolio? Good question. So, HBB student, I just went over my parents' portfolio. I can't manage more than like 10 or 15 positions in a portfolio. I should say in a day trading portfolio. If I'm actually being honest, I think five positions that I'm currently trading, and that's swing trading. Day trading, I ain't holding more than one. If you're trading for less than 24 hours and you're trading 9 different names, you ain't paying attention. I mean, yes, TrendSpider is alerts that you can set up, and it's great for that type of thing. I ain't setting alerts. I don't want to be sitting there watching charts. The number of positions, day trading, 1. Swing trading, 5. For a portfolio, 20 to 25. That's it. Average hold time, I don't care. Hold time is when the chart, for day trading, it's when the chart tells you to get out. There's no emotion. For swing trading, it's when the story tells you to get out. For investment purposes, for long-term portfolio management, it's when the absolute story, PayPal, great example. I got in that as a swing trade. Story told me to get out. The CEO's just not turning things around quick enough for me. There's other places in the market that I can make money. Great thing. Snowflake, it's under $200. I sold some over $200. I'm just rebuying it back. SMCI, great play. I sold at $850. I bought back at $980. Am I upset at that? No, because it's at what currently $1,200. It's at $1,212. So the average hold time. I'm a swing trader. I'm not somebody who's day trading typically. When I do day trade, I don't make a lot of money. I will trade on a 5-minute chart, not a 1-minute chart. I'm just not that quick at it anymore. If you're a student at your age, in my late teens, in my early 20s, I could have day traded on a 1-minute chart. Even in my 40s, I could have day traded on a 1-minute chart. Now it's a 5-minute chart. I make significantly more money with buy and hold. So if you're looking for day trading, I'm probably the wrong guy to look at. But yeah, the average time, I don't think you follow anybody. I don't think you look at the average hold time. The trading portfolio, yes, on Savvy Trader, I am the number one portfolio. You know, what's interesting about this, and I bring this up with Savvy Trader, is I'm lazy. I don't want to do a ton of trading. I don't want 19 different trades in a week. You look at this, and this is what's interesting, is 1 week, I'm up 9% with 4 trades. This dude, it has 39 trades, 0 trades. Let's move let's move year to date, because that's the year to date is what you really want to look at. 20 trades. We're 2 months into, 60, 70 days into the year, 20 trades. Okay. Look at this dude, 757 trades. Look at this dude, 190 trades. I ain't got time for that. I ain't got time for that. I don't want to sit around and do that kind of thing. 20 trades, twice a week, 3 times a week. Yeah. I just don't like it. And it gets your mind overwhelmed. D-Man asked me, On is doing great. On is a great company. I mean, I think On, yes, the valuation is crazy, but you can trade that under 30. And I've said this many times before, under 30, just buy it. Over 30, you can sell it. It's got weakness. Look at that algorithm. Just got you out with a 17% gain. Again, the algorithm's great. Take a look at SMG and VVV. Let's look at VVV. SMG, I don't even know what that is, but Valvoline. I mean, it's great stock, great trade. Nothing that I'm interested in, but great trade. I think this one's, again, it's a great trade. Algorithm makes you 49%. You're in at 38. It doesn't have you out yet. You have confirmation. Great trade. MACD's turning over. VVV. Let's look at SMG. SMG. It doesn't get me excited. I mean, again, you have to be excited about your trade. Scott's Miracle Grow. Great trade. Algorithm loses you 23%, but buying and holding over 24 months loses you 45%. Average win in the algorithm, 16%. You just got to identify which ones are wins. When you get confirmation, you can trade it. Look at this one. I would not buy down here at 55. But when it gained confirmation and we're in at 58, I would look at buying. Because this stock probably has this cap to cover at 71. That's what I would have noticed. So I think you trade this one. Again, SMG, I'm not a big fan on SMG. And the reason is when you take a look at the weekly, take a look. It's a dying stock. It's just dead. I mean, sure, it could come back. It's just dying. Doesn't get me interested. In a market that's up so much, yeah. I just don't want it. AGQ, brand AGQ. AGQ. Silver. Can you look at AGQ and SLV? Metals, Brandon, trade them. Brandon has the 4-hour algorithm in TrendSpider, and he's one of the biggest proponents of TrendSpider, and will give it a positive review. Says he can't live without it. Doesn't care what they charge. That was his quote from the Zoom meeting that we did for paid members of the newsletter. Silver, it's one of the highest conductivity elements. I'm just not a metals guy. But you can trade metals. SLV and an AGQ, you can trade these. Algorithm makes you 5% on silver. AGQ, you lose 33% if you just bought and held 33 months ago. Your average win, 15%. It's not a bad one to trade. Just trade it. I mean, again. Scans. There are a ton of scans. A ton of entries into this market. VOO, bullish. You got in here at 436 on VOO in the algorithm. Another move up. Yeah, it's bullish again. An interesting ETF that I thought that I do follow, and it's in one of the watch lists, is QUAL. I'm sorry. This is the SMCI. This is the iShares Quality. And if we go over here and we type in QUAL, this is a quality factor ETF. So it's an actively managed ETF. And take a look at the holdings. Now, it's an A+. I noticed it before. Number 1 is NVIDIA. Number 2 is Visa. It is highly, highly diversified. Number of holdings, 129. And if we look at the summary of this one, you can see it's a buy in the quant. It's got the expenses, it's low. You can look at, some of the peers of this one. Let's see, it's 0.15%. It's great. JP Morgan quality factor, 3.79 billion. This is one of the biggest ones. LSAF is a bigger one. It's got a 0.75. But if we just look at the price return over 1 year, 36%. It's nothing to sneeze at. But I thought it was interesting, and it does get you a entry, another bullish run on QUAL. IONQ, BKNG. This was an interesting one, and I noticed it while we were scanning. BKNG, this is Booking Holdings. Nice pullback. I mean, nice pullback with a gap on earnings, so be careful. But that MACD is real low. I like this one to gain confirmation if it gains confirmation, because right now you don't have confirmation. If you don't know what confirmation is, you can go over to the Daily Stock Pick newsletter, dailystockpick.substack.com, and the education section right here. I have everything that you need to know about what I say. Confirmation, what does it mean? It's right here. Cross up, RSI, Bollinger Band, it's right here. All of this stuff is in the newsletter. So understand the newsletter is everything. When I say confirmation and you don't know what that is, go to the newsletter. You'll understand it. 3475, we're at 3469. I thought this was interesting. Nice little pullback. If we look at the long term of Booking Holdings, this has been a solid performer. Look at that. We're just turning over. Are we going for another leg to a new high? It's extended. I thought it was interesting. Thought it was a nice one. ANSS. ANSYS, I think is what you call it. This one's interesting. Solid long-term, just crossed the 200-day on the weekly. Kind of capitulating around here. What I wanted to point out was the weekly. You can see it's capitulating and the Bollinger Bands are cinching up. We have a bullish cross up at 339, which is right where you're trading. What I thought was interesting was on the weekly, because this is moving, the all-time highs are right here, December 2021 at 405. You're trading at 339. I thought it was interesting that we just had about 4 weeks ago a golden cross, which is, don't know what a golden cross is? Go over here, education. We can see. Let's see, where is it? Yeah, PE golden cross, death cross. Strategies right here. We had a golden cross on the weekly. So I thought that was interesting. One that I talked about at the beginning, I don't like the way Boeing is doing things right now. And it's not their business. It's just when I heard that they were holding out names of the employees involved in that door plug situation, that made me a little bit worried. GE, on the other hand, look at that stock. I mean, this may replace Boeing, and I don't do this lightly. But it may replace Boeing in the core portfolio. I don't want both of them in the core portfolio because I think that's just too much of the kind of same thing. I'm fine if the category is growing, like chips and stuff like that, like the Meta and Palantir and stuff like that. I'm fine. I'm fine overlapping. I'm not fine overlapping something like Boeing and GE. So I may take Boeing out and put in GE. This has another MACD cross up. It has just been running. I just like that one. We had a bunch of leveraged ETFs that crossed up, and low cost ETFs as well. VTI, SPY, QQQ, all of that stuff, QQQM. So if you're interested in any of that, sign up for the newsletter. I'll put all of the charts and things in the newsletter today. Remember, Linktree has everything that you need. TrendSpider, Seeking Alpha Premium, Alpha Picks, Webull, the newsletter right there. Visible is the phone service that I use. I can't tell you enough about how it saved me last week when I went out of power and I didn't have internet. I was able to tether to my phone unlimited, $20 a month. 25 maybe. I don't know. Go and check it out. AT&T, that's what I use for my home internet. Savvy Trader, I talked about how I'm the leading portfolio there. You can find me. I think a lot of people do find me there. If you've made money on a trade, again, I don't charge for a lot of this stuff. And if you haven't supported me with the paid newsletter or purchasing any of the products and you've made some money, I like to hear that you made money. Give me $1. Give me 50 cents. Give me $2. Tip me like a bartender. Give me 5%, 10% of whatever you've made. Do it through Venmo, PayPal, and Cash App. They're right here. So you don't have Venmo, you can sign up for Venmo. Venmo's the one that I like to use. It's owned by PayPal. Ironically, it's the one I like to use. It's owned by the stock that I just sold. And the reason I like to use it is I'm a boomer. And that's why I want to invest in it, is because old people like me like Venmo.
And that's not where it's going. It's going to young people. Young people using Cash App. That's owned by Square. Understand what you're investing in. I will have a paid newsletter this weekend. So sign up for the paid newsletter. I will be doing more Zoom sessions with the paid newsletter. I will be upping the price this weekend of the paid newsletter. Get in before I up the price. Sign up. The interactive Zoom meeting that we had last week, huge positive reviews that I've gotten back on that one. They really love it. Even the replay. It's 3 hours long. I sit there with you for 3 hours on Zoom. You're able to turn on your camera. I had a good in Facebook chat with Brandon. I was talking about, he's like, hey, it is whatever you put into it is what you get out of it. He still learns stuff on a daily basis as a trader. I still learn stuff on a daily basis as a trader. There is no expert that doesn't learn something new every day in this market. The market is a living, breathing thing, so you have to learn every day about stuff. And I make mistakes. Plenty of mistakes. I'll go back and look at that. I mean, plenty of investing mistakes too. So, but yeah. Any questions? Hit me up. Okay. Have a great weekend. Talk to you guys. Bye. Holy shit, I've been on for an hour and 47 minutes. Let's look at your stuff. Insider's still buying. What do you think of Roblox 4 hour? Ask yourself, will there be cybersecurity needs in the future? Absolutely, Thomas. I would not compare CrowdStrike with PanW. Their main competitors are Microsoft and SentinelOne. Yes, but from a category perspective, Thomas, I'm talking about. While I'm a big believer, I own a ton of Microsoft. I don't own SentinelOne, but I have a ton of Microsoft. I also have a ton of PanW. And as PanW pulls back, this is more what I'm talking about. We'll look at PanW. Because as PanW pulls back, I want to add more CrowdStrike. So we'll look at the charting. And we'll look at symbols, CRWD, and we'll get rid of the S&P 500 and update chart. This is what I want to look at. I want to look at year to date. You can see CrowdStrike beating PanW by a large margin. 6 months, CrowdStrike beating PanW by a large margin. 1 month. Why is CrowdStrike not coming up for 1 month? No data for the date range. What? That's crazy. I don't know why it's messing up. But 1 year, look at that. CrowdStrike, 3 year, no data. What the hell's going on? Something's messing up. Their data's messed up. Yeah, it's got no data for that thing. But here, CrowdStrike, you've got it starting IPO in 2019. It's been the winner over PanW, and I've traded in and out of it. But as you cinch up there, I do want to get more CrowdStrike because I think it's a better thing. And that's all I was kind of comparing, just my thing. IONQ at 975, but Seeking Alpha has a warning, but now I'm thinking selling and taking. Yeah, take your profits. What do you think about Zscaler? I like Zscaler. I think Zscaler is a good one. I think Zscaler on that pullback, I think it, if I'm not mistaken, I think it had a recent pullback. Yeah. I like it. I mean, under that 200-day, from a cybersecurity standpoint, I mean, look at it. I think it's a great buy, Varun. I think you're fine. I bought at 216. It's trading now at 203. I don't know why you bought at 216. I mean, tell me why you bought 216, Varun. For me, there was no reason to buy during this time unless you were looking at shorter time frames. I think you're putting in the capitulation here at about 200. I think if I look at since the last earnings. So if you pass below 191, then you're below where they announced the 67 cents. I mean, I think it's fine. 216, I think you'll get it back. I just, I don't know what caused you to buy at 216 because if it was on this way down, then I don't know why you bought it. If it was here, I don't know why you didn't try and take some profits. And the reason I say take profits is because of the valuation. With the valuation of a PE of 78, a PE of 62, we can look at peers. What does it put as peers? Let's say Checkpoint, UiPath, Monday. Look at when we look at, do they list PE here? Let me see, dividends, PE, there we go. Look at Zscaler. I mean, 72. Look at all these. Monday's the only one. Monday and Cyber are the only ones. CyberArk, I think that's what it's called. They're expensive. When you look at total return of these, and this is why Seeking Alpha is so important, is when I don't know these names, I can go in and look at this stuff. I mean, look at, Zscaler has been great. Cyber is the only one that's up, and it's even got a larger PE. So they've grown. You might have an opportunity in Gen Digital. You might have an opportunity in Checkpoint. You might have an opportunity in UiPath. UiPath, by the way, this one keeps showing up as number one in a lot of lists that I've seen. Again, the only valuation is if we look at Wall Street on UiPath, price target 25.05. Is there data that's not? Seeking Alpha's got some data issues, I think. Or pause ad blocking everywhere. Yeah, I think it's the ad blocker that I'm using. That's what it is. It's the ad blocker I'm using. Yeah. Let's do pausing ad blocking. We're going to do that. There we go. You still have 2% upside on UiPath. So, yeah, 2 trades. Chris, I don't have 2 monitors. I have 1. Yeah, if you're trading a lot, I mean, shit, Seeking Alpha, I agree with you, Chris. Any opinion on SoFi's recent debt offering? SoFi, I think it's $10 stock. I think you trade around that. I don't have any opinion, K9 Black, Evan, about SoFi's debt offering. I just think it's a $10 stock. I think you buy it under 10, you sell it over 10. And will it take a long time for it to get to 10? Hell yeah, it's going to take a long time to get to 10. And it's because of the valuation. The valuation is a C+, momentum D+. It's a tough one. I mean, this is one that I'm not in. I wish I would have been in when it popped to 10, 12, but I'm not in. So that's my hard drive. That's what's making the noise. Yeah. Any opinion? What are your thoughts of keeping something like AGG in your portfolio? What's AGG? It's a bond. Why? No. I don't like it. K9 Black. Again, if your risk tolerance wants AGG at 3.27% yield for safety purposes, go at it. Have at it. You're perfectly, fine to do that. But, don't listen to a douche like me because I sleep at night. This is a taxable bond. I don't like it. You have time for another request, but would love your thoughts on Microsoft. It's considering right now to have an event on the 13th. Microsoft, buy it under 400. I mean, it hasn't gotten down there. So, Ben, here's the thing. If you're buying, look at it. I mean, that's capitulation. I mean, that's a pretty good range right there. Between 401 and 420, that's setting up. I mean, here, look at this. Remove all annotations. We're going to remove all annotations. So take a look. What do you have? kind of a flat stock since their last earnings. Nothing crazy. But what do you have here? Oh, let's see. I pressed the wrong button. Let's see. That's divergence. In my mind, that's bullish divergence. You're setting up as you move down on the MACD. Remember, the MACD always, on a bullish stock wants to move back up. The RSI, sellers are showing up, but they're not pulling price down. It's just kind of capitulating right there. Buy it. Again, we're in an AI and a GLP-1 market. So long term, do you want to wait for it to go under 400? No. You got a positive 50, positive 200, positive 9, positive 21. Are you going to be down? If we buy 409 today, are you going to be down next week when it goes to 380? Maybe. Some type of AI news. But, years from now when people are using Copilot and, and Microsoft's leading in the cloud stuff, are you upset? No. So, SOFI? What's SOFI? I've heard of it. I don't know it. SOFI. Means without knowing the name well enough, Eli, it's too risky for me. I'd trade it because it does look like, this is an earnings drop. I don't know why you don't have a gap there, but there isn't a gap. But it's an earnings drop, and I don't know why, because the earnings actually were really good, it seems. But I don't know enough about it. It's not pharmaceuticals. It's not my thing. But a negative 50 day, a negative 200 day, the death cross right here. I'd stay. For me, I'd stay away, Eli. But again, don't listen to me. I know nothing about that space. So it's not like I'm an expert on that one. I'm not an expert on anything, to be honest with you. I'm a moron. I was looking for 5 years on Zscaler, bought it. You'll be fine. You'll be fine. The problem with Zscaler is, from a 5-year standpoint, is when are they actually going to turn a profit? And Varun, if you believe that this company has a good product, good profits, because they're not making profits right now. Is Sanofi number 2 on GLP-1? I thought that was Novo. I thought that was Novo Nordisk. NVO. I thought that was Novo. I thought Novo and let me see. Sanofi. Yeah, I don't think they have GLP-1. You'd see it in here. A shift in the story, November 28th. You'd see it here. That's September. I don't think they have a GLP-1. It's ranked 83 out of 204. Taris Pharmaceuticals is number 1. Look at that stock price. They diluted, but it's still a strong buy. Year to date, 73%. This is where Seeking Alpha is so good. Man, why is it still doing this? pause blocking on this website. Okay, allow ads. Allow tracking scripts. Allow cookie. Allow comments. We're going to allow everything. There we go. We're just going to allow everything. Because I trust Seeking Alpha. Zscaler, you'll be fine. I mean, what I wanted to show you was Zscaler with a profitability. If you think, again, if you think that they're going to finally make money, and I think they will. Frog, I've talked about before. I like that one. Intellinetics, I don't know nothing about this one. It's most recent buy. But yeah, Varun, I think 5 years, you're fine. Don't be worried at 216. If you think it's going to, if you believe in it that strongly, I'd say add more. Remember, part of this is finding the story. And you got to find the story. That's why I think Apple is still such a great buy. I mean, for me, Apple, nobody likes it, but I'm not, selling it. Wall Street, let's see, average price target, 200. We're just going to pause blocking. I got to install a new ad blocker. I'll just deal with ads. What the hell? Yeah. You know what? Extensions. Okay. I gotta run. Dog's crying. I will talk to you guys on Monday. Yeah, she's crying. I gotta let her out.